6:25, a little bit of change on this Thursday morning. Only a couple more days of what I would call normal winter weather for this area, because coming up on Friday night, it's going to start getting cold. And Tyler joins us now as we're talking about the overnight warming locations. And something that I don't think should ever be argued is the fact that everyone should have a warm place to sleep and be secure in the cold temps. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree, CJ. I think most people agree that everybody deserves a warm place to stay. I mean, sometimes we argue on proximity and where that location should be, but over the last 4+ years now, we've identified a good place in our community, and we've had some good partnerships with neighbors and organizations to come alongside us to provide that overnight warming space and keep people off the streets. Absolutely.
And before we go into the next couple of weeks, what they're going to look like, I just want to ask a little bit more about O.W.L before, and I abbreviate because I like the abbreviation. I think it's a way to remember things pretty easily. How did this start? Because, in 2019, whenever it developed, I remember seeing this kind of happening, and it wasn't a very slow development. I mean, this kind of took off, and there was a few locations that said right away, yes, and let's do this.
Yeah, I think just some people in our community identified the needs that, there was no option overnight. So in Alton, we have daytime warming locations such as the public libraries, Salvation Army, but at night when it gets brutally cold, there just wasn't any good viable options. So, and also just some personal stories from people. They had friends like literally dying on the streets and freezing to death. So some people took up the cause. We identified a space, and Deliverance Temple has been just a great partner in letting us use their church facilities, and it's just a great big footprint. And we're able to provide that space now. So, yeah, we started off as Overnight Warming Center. And
that's right. Okay.
This past year now we've kind of rebranded, and it's O.W.L, and it's overnight warming location, because now Edwardsville's coming alongside us and providing an overnight warming location there too. So, and it also just represents, the O.W.L, nighttime and wisdom. So,
well, and I think it's really great that Edwardsville adopted this idea and this program, because you need these all over, right? There's no community that doesn't have a need for this, in my opinion. I think if you look, it might not be the same numbers as maybe in Alton or St. Louis or bigger towns like Edwardsville, but there's still a need everywhere.
Sure. Yeah, there's a need in Edwardsville. There's a need in Alton. Those numbers are a little bit different. We have more unhoused people in our community, but yeah, I think the same thing was happening there in their community. They're identifying people that were sleeping in stairwells and just didn't have a viable option at night. So they kind of saw what we were doing here in Alton, and we were kind of able to come alongside them and continue to partner with them and just give them guidance, since this is our 5th activation season. So we've been through the process, and we're able to kind of help them where we can.
Now, you were in it from the ground up. You were right there in the thick of it when it started. How have you guys adapted those operation starts and those 5 years of getting better each and every year, maybe more efficient? Were there some learning curves, or did it all kind of flow pretty well?
Oh yeah, sure. The first year we had a plan. It wasn't the best plan, but a plan that's not the best is better than no plan at all, and that's what we had in Alton. And each year, I think, we've kind of tweaked some things, worked on our policies and procedures, and just added more things and helping the facility at Deliverance Temple, whether that be flooring, heating, painting, just helping with their infrastructure. So it's been great, yeah.
And shout out to Jason Harrison, too, because I called him yesterday. And so this is a funny story. I think it's good to break it up. By the way, my dad just texted my personal phone and said hello.
Hi, Greg.
Jason, I said, I've been trying to get a hold of Jason for 3 months. I'm texting him, I'm not getting back, and I'm like, what the hell? Jason's the nicest guy. What'd I do wrong? I put the wrong phone number in.
Oh, there you go.
So I finally called the right one, and he goes, where have you been?
Yeah,
and connected me right away, because it's important to make sure that everyone knows this information in case we come across somebody in the next couple of weeks, because some cold weather is not just coming for next week. It's looking like it's going to be here for some time. Yeah,
it looks like we're going to activate starting Friday, and it looks like right now we go by AccuWeather just to be consistent with Alton and Edwardsville's activations, and it changes every day, but it looks like maybe 10 straight days, and then we might have a couple day break, and that'll allow us to maybe call out to the community for people that want to come in and just help with a big facility-wide cleanup. Yeah. But then after that couple day break, we're going to probably likely be activated the rest of January and into February. So yeah, it's going to be busy, but we keep trying to improve. So this Friday, Alton Memorial Hospital has agreed their warm handoff people are going to come in and do some vitals, some feet checks, and just do some initial assessments.
Wow.
So that's something we've been wanting to do from the get-go, because we want to get people inside. We want to get, but we want to get them connected and get them well. So they're going to come in and just do some assessments to see if they can bring any other. So when we activate for consecutive days, it just makes it easier to bring those providers on site. It's tough sometimes because we're open from 5 to 8:30 in the morning. So just getting people like on their off time to come in is important. And also this Friday, Megan Tyler with Sacred Spaces
She's
of Care.
great.
Yeah, she's going to offer case management services to our folks that want it. So just another thing, trying to bridge those gaps. And, maybe we can bring in some barbers, we can bring in some dental people. Just anything we can bring in during this long stretch is going to be helpful for our friends. Yeah.
In the next couple of weeks, because we know it's going to be a longer stretch, can they reach out to you and start setting stuff up? What's the best way to do that? I didn't realize you guys offered that type of services, on top of the shelter.
Yeah, sometimes it's just hard to do that. Like I said, being activated from 5 to 9:30 in the morning. People are off that do this for a living, but some people are just willing. They're looking for an opportunity to help, and they just need some guidance. So yeah, we're open to anything. We're not set in stone on what we do. First and foremost, we want to keep people alive and off the streets. But yeah, we want to get them connected to services and ultimately get them well and hopefully housed one day. So
that's incredible.
The best way, I think, just reaching out to me personally. Just sending me an email or text message, and then we can take an idea and go from there.
Do you have a moment to stick around?
Yeah.
I got to pay a quick bill. 10:32 the time on this Thursday morning. We'll come back with more of this great conversation and learn even more about the overnight warming locations in Alton and Edwardsville right after this.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Look around your world, pretty baby. Is it everything you hoped it'd be? The wrong guy, the wrong situation, the right time to roll the knee.
Welcome back. 10:34. I almost forgot how to tell the time, Tyler. I don't know what to do. What is my job? Well, just getting back, and as we've talked about for the last 3 days, the cold temperatures and brutally cold temperatures are going to be hitting us tomorrow night, and there's no way around that, unfortunately. And it's nice to know overnight warming locations keeps expanding. Now, currently, what are the facilities that you operate when you activate?
So we operate out of Deliverance Temple Church here in Alton, and when the forecast is expected to be 20 degrees or lower, we'll make that call by 12 that day, and we'll activate. So we have different teams. We have 3 full teams full of, our rosters are full of volunteers, and Deliverance Temple is at the corner of 6th and Cherry Street. I think the address is 1125 East 6th Street. But yeah, that's where we can direct our guests to. Our location in Edwardsville is First Baptist Church, it's on our Facebook page. So if you're on Facebook, check it out. The address is there. It's First Baptist Church in Edwardsville. I think it's on St. Louis. Yeah.
Man, you're good. 534. I have it in front of me and messed it up. 534 St. Louis Street. That's First Baptist Church for the Edwardsville overnight warming location. Then Deliverance Temple Perfect, 1125 East 6th Street.
Yeah. And also, it just came to my attention that RiverBend Family Ministries this Saturday, Sunday, and Monday will also be opening their doors as a warming location throughout the day. So just another option for our folks. So grateful for their help there too.
Absolutely. And also, I just wanted to direct people to the Old Bakery Beer Company doing some really good events. I like Drink for a Cause. I've told Lauren that before. I think it's great. And coming up on the 18th of January, that's a Thursday, starting at 11:30 a.m. It goes until Old Bakery closes that night, where you can drink for a cause to help support the overnight warming locations. And how important is it for you guys as a group to have those community partners?
Yeah, it's great. We just want to keep expanding upon that. We know that everybody in the community can't volunteer on site, but there's other ways people could help. So I don't want. If your schedule doesn't work where you can't volunteer on site, don't let that stop you. Reach out to us. We're open to any ideas. So, this year we have 3 meal coordinators for each team that activates, and they work with, local, charities, churches, restaurants. So it's just another way to get the community involved and help serve their neighbors. So, and we have, people that run errands for us. If there's something that we need in the short term, we have laundry teams. We have people delivering us goods to the center. So, there's always ways we can help. So, yeah, just keeping an eye on our Facebook page, especially through this cold stretch, is going to be helpful just to see some of the needs that we may come across. Because, our resources will probably stretch pretty thin. But that, the Facebook page is the best way to make a quick donation through our link. It just walks you through the simple process of doing that if you just want to give monetarily. And also just if you want to volunteer, you can click that link, kind of scroll to the bottom, and they show all the different opportunities to volunteer and help us out. So.
And Tyler, if you don't mind me asking this question, for the folks that, kind of behind the scenes a little bit, this isn't what you do full time. You're a business owner yourself. And how are you able to kind of balance that? Because being a small business owner is no easy day in the office too in terms of hours. Is it just something that means so much to you that you want to do?
I think the calling's strong with people. People have different capacities of service, and I'm just fortunate. Like with my job, I do lawn care, so I do some snow removal in the winter, but it's definitely a slow down period for me. So it allows me more time to do more. People have families, people have jobs on top of the volunteer. This has been a great grassroots drive. And, when we do these long stretches, sometimes our resources are stretched thin and people get burnt out. So I just encourage people, if you do have the capacity to help in any way, it's much appreciated. Yeah.
And currently, too, just so we can fill you in if you're just tuning in for the first time in this conversation, it's going to be you're going to be activated Friday through the end of the initial cold spell for 2 days, maybe a break a couple of days. Then you're back probably activated until the start of February. Yeah. So there's always going to be a need in the next couple of weeks. If you have it, if you have a little bit extra or time to give, you can give it to the O.W.L overnight warming locations, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll probably put a big call out, like if we have a couple day stretch, to maybe people just from the community want to come and help us do a big facility cleanup, do a good deep cleaning. We try to do that with the team of volunteers that we have, but if we're staying open, like this Sunday and Monday, we're staying open 24 hours throughout the day because Sunday there's just not a good location. Being the weekend, the downtown public library won't be open as a warming location.
Never thought about that.
And then Monday's a holiday, so there is no option. So we're just going to keep our doors open. We're going to keep, our volunteers, filling slots and just hanging out with our guests, and just that way they don't have to pick up their stuff, leave, and then worry about coming back at night. They'll be able to stay for 48 straight hours. So
that's probably, and for some of them, that's probably, and not making light of it, it's probably the longest they've been able to stay in a place consistently for quite some time.
Oh, absolutely. It just gives them a space to, get something warm to eat. Just be seen and heard is important.
Exactly.
Just meeting people where they're at. Yeah. We're not looking at people like as a project, like I want to fix you. It's just being present with people, meeting them where they're at. And, if they say, yeah, I need some help with these services, we'll try to do our best to connect them to services that might be helpful in their lives. So
it's incredible. I completely agree. And Tyler, I really think that this is a really, the growth that you guys have had in the last 5 years. I mean, it's because of hard work, and you have to have a community that, you know, accepts you in a way as well. And I think that that's starting to become more and more prevalent as the years go by. Do you kind of agree, or do you think it's a little different?
Yeah, I agree. I think we have a compassionate community. I mean, our ultimate goal is to get people housed, but I think with homelessness, you know, housing's just not going to fix homelessness. I think it's a catastrophic loss of family for folks, you know, and not having a community for various reasons. Sometimes people just lose family that, you know, were advocates for them. Maybe they were struggling with mental health illnesses, and they had family that just kind of supported them, helped them navigate services. But it's really hard for you and I to navigate some services. But you throw in some other stuff, and you throw in the loss of family, it just makes it difficult. So I think, you know, just starting off grassroots and it's just been really good. It's been good for the volunteers. It's been good for me on a personal level just to build out community and collaborate. So
one last question personally for you is, was there a you know, I'm sure it happened pretty quickly when your first, you know, the first year and you activate for the first or second time. Do you remember those moments? And because to me it would be the moment of, I know I'm doing the right thing because you see this working. Is that what kind of happened, or did it happen in a different way for you where it really clicked that this is the exact mission?
Yeah, I think in my life, just with the upbringing from my parents, I've been service oriented, and you know, it's important to me. But you know, that first year, if I'm being honest, I was kind of uncomfortable when I would be approached by a homeless person.
Yeah.
So the conversation got started in our community. We started getting some pushback in Middletown neighborhood when we had that initial meeting at the bridge to kind of train up volunteers. People kind of took that as a forum to come and voice concerns, and so there was a lot of the social media chatter, and you know, I'm arguing with some people on social media, but then like looking inward, like being honest with myself, you know, I wasn't being any part of the solution. So out of that controversy, it kind of, I felt kind of called to get involved. And that first year was probably my favorite year because I mean, we didn't have the nice, you know, cots that we have now, the facilities. People were sleeping in church pews, and we were calling it a prayer vigil. So we've been able to grow, but that first year was just great, getting to connect with people, play games with them, and just, you know, find out their backstory. So
yes,
it's been great.
Well, and Tyler, if you need to come on at any point in the next couple of weeks, if something, you know, happens and we need to get another drive out or call to action, you're always welcome. I think what you guys do is fantastic. And once again, just because you're warm in your bed doesn't mean that everyone else is either. So please share the information about overnight warming locations. If you see an individual that's in a situation where you can tell that might be where they're going to be for the evening, let them know that there is help out there and direct them to it as well. Yeah. And Tyler, with that being said, anything else that I'm forgetting about?
I don't think so. I'm grateful for you like extending the voice for what we're trying to do, because I mean, a lot of people that are unhoused just don't have a voice. So we do have a voice. It's important to share our voice and advocate on the behalf of people, and by you, like, you know, talking with me today and getting the word out to people, and just, you know, if people feel called, just, you know, pick up the phone, call me, email me, and we'll get you servicing in some aspects. So.
100%. And at 10:43, we'll take a quick break. For more information, visit their Facebook page. That's how you can stay up to date in these very critical next few weeks. Overnight warming locations. That's overnight warming locations. We'll take a quick break. Tyler, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks, CJ.
And we'll be right back with more of our daily show right after this in the heart of the 618.